Washington County Veterans Service Commissioner is fighting to keep his position. Our Chase Campbell was in the Washington County Common Pleas Court today following the latest developments in the case. Chase?
Thank you, Phyllis. Veterans Service Commissioner Jared Smith faces removal from the commission, with fellow Commissioner Larry Proctor alleging a pattern of intimidation, misconduct, and hostility towards Smith's fellow commissioners and employees. Today, Veterans Service Officer Thomas Mullinex testified about a threatening phone call he says Smith made to the office, though his credibility took a hit under cross-examination when defense attorney Jonathan Robe pointed to inconsistencies in when a key supporting document was actually written. Fellow Commissioner Regis Kern corroborated some of Proctor's allegations, but acknowledged limited first-hand knowledge of the most serious incidents. The defense called several witnesses of its own, including Commissioner Brad Webb and Smith himself, who painted a starkly different picture of Smith as a dedicated, accountability-minded public servant. The hearing comes after a complaint filed against Smith in February by Commissioner Larry Proctor. The complaint alleges Smith tried to strong-arm staff into prioritizing his personal associates over other veterans, demanded access to confidential veteran records, and used profanity and veiled threats to pressure employees. Smith fired back in March in a response calling the entire effort a coordinated hit job orchestrated by Veterans Service Office Executive Director Darren Sherlock. The hearing will continue tomorrow morning at 9 before Judge John Halliday. I'll have more about today's proceedings later tonight, but that's all I have for now. Thank you, Phyllis. Back to you.
Thank you, Chase. Still ahead, the world is coming to the U.S.